Hello and welcome to a new video of the cruise vibes, and today we are going to take a look at the river cruise ship, the SE-Manon, and this video has been developed in cooperation with SE-Tours, as they have invited me to take a look at their ship and join them for one cruise to the Netherlands and Belgium. But this video still represents my own personal opinion, and SE-Tours has no influence on the content of this video, but that's why it is marked as an ad. As always, I'd like to start with some general facts about the ship. The SE-Manon was built in 1999 as Viking Danube, later on was called the Figliarini, and 2019 it was refurbished and it's now called the SE-Manon. The ship is 110 meters long, 11.4 meters wide, has a draught of about 1.5 meters and can take up to 148 passengers, and is registered in the Netherlands. Due to its smaller size, it can cruise on a lot of rivers just like Rhine, Main, Danube, Mosel and others, and as it is a bit smaller than most newer ships that are 135 meters long, it can reach more docking locations and it also has a more familiar atmosphere. And as always, we're starting our ship tour on the lowest deck of the ship, which is called the main deck. And here we have the main deck cabins. All cabins have a size of about 14 square meters, and they only differ from each other by the windows. Here on the main deck we have small windows with a height of about 40 centimeters, and you cannot open them as part of these cabins are below the waterline. So for safety reasons you cannot open those windows, and they also have a rather high position in the cabin. And that's already it for the main deck. We are now continuing on to the middle deck, and here you can see we have an elevator. The elevator is not reaching the main deck, so to reach the main deck you have to use the stairs. Now we are going up another half of a deck to reach the atrium area with the reception here on the left side and the cruise manager's office on the right side. But we are straight going down again to the restaurant of the ship. The ship has 2 decks in the front and 3 decks in the back. This is because of the low bridges. For example, if you're cruising on the Main or Main Danube channel, the rear part of the sun deck has to be fully closed there, but you can still use the slightly lower part in the front of the ship. That's why here in the restaurant, even though we are now on the lower deck, as there are only 2 decks, we're a little bit higher than the main deck, and so we can have big picture windows, so you can enjoy the scenic landscape during breakfast, lunch or dinner. Breakfast is served at a buffet. Lunch and dinner are served at the table. The design of the ship is still the typical design of the Viking river cruise ships. The older ships of Viking do all have this design, but it's also very nice and familiar design, the Scandinavic, clean and a bit colder design with comfortable chairs. And of course there is enough space for all guests at the same time in the restaurant. We're now back at the lobby, the atrium area. Here we can see the cruise manager's office, and also spread it all over the atrium we have showcases where you can buy some souvenirs and jewelry. So there is no dedicated shop, but it is integrated in the atrium area. And we are now at the heart of the ship, which is of course the panoramic lounge and the bar that also offers enough seats for all guests at the same time. We have a dance floor in the middle, different chairs, so you will find a seat that is comfortable for you. We have also different sizes of tables, so there are some tables that are just there to put your cocktail on, but we also have tables where you can play cards and eat something. For example, the light lunch, the coffee time or also the early bird breakfast are served here in the lounge. And now one thing I really like about the older ships is that there is no outer terrace in front of the lounge, and that means that you have a perfect and unobstructed view from the first rows in the lounge because there's no terrace in front of it. So if the weather's bad or you just don't want to be outside, you can take a seat in the lounge and you can enjoy a perfect panoramic view. Here we can see the atrium one more time, and now we're going back down half of a deck to the middle deck. And here we have obviously the middle deck cabins. Those cabins have the same size like the cabins on the main deck, but here we have an opening picture window instead of the smaller window on the main deck. And now we are at the aft of the ship. Here we can go up half of the deck again, and here we have a few special areas that make this ship unique. Here on the left side we have a very spacious and luxurious spa and fitness area. It is very big compared to other river cruise ships. As you can see, we have different sporting goods, towels and bathrobes are available. There's also some water available for you here. And then we have a big whirlpool here on the left side. As you can see, it's not filled up, but this is because this whole area is reserved for you exclusively. You can make a reservation at the reception, and then all of this is exclusively reserved for you. And of course, then the bathtub will also be filled, but that's why it is now empty. And here you can see that there's also a spacious and big sauna available too. So this is very, very luxurious, taking up a lot of space on the ship, and you won't find a spa and wellness area this big on most other ships. And behind that is my personal favorite area of the ship, which is the library. It's also very spacious, offering a lot of books that you can read here, but it's not only for reading books. You can also go here, for example, to play cards. You have bigger tables than in the lounge, and I personally used it to work. Of course, I had to edit a lot of pictures, already started editing the videos, and this was the perfect place to do so, as there is no entertainment, no musician. It's just a very calm and relaxed area. You have big windows, so you will not miss anything of the landscape. So this is the perfect place for working, for having a relaxed evening without any kind of entertainment, or to play some cards or to read a book. What I also really like about this area is the outer area just right next to it. You can see it here. It is even covered, so even if there's some rain or bad weather, you can still go out here to take some nice pictures without getting soaked. And if the weather is nice, you can also go up to the main sun deck. Here at the back of the ship there's also an access to the main sun deck here, the upper deck of the highest deck of the ship. Here on the left side you can already see another main highlight of this ship, and that is the big swimming pool. This is very rare on a river cruise ship to have a swimming pool of this size. It is an actual swimming pool, not just like a whirlpool. It is a real pool, you could even swim there, and that is a very rare on river cruise ships, as this is also taking up a lot of space that could be used for cabins. So most newer ships won't have a swimming pool like this and instead have a few more cabins for economical reasons, obviously. But here you can still enjoy this beautiful large pool. The pool is not heated, so to use it right now in April is not for everybody, but in summer it is a very nice refreshment. The only thing that is worth mentioning here is that if there is low water on the rivers, the pool has to be emptied to reduce the draught of the ship so that it can still sail. So if there's low water, the pool might not be available. Here you can see the regular main sun deck. The upper part of it, everything you can see here is foldable. If there are low bridges, for example on mine and the Mine Danube channel, everything is folded away and this deck is closed. And therefore we have the slightly lower deck here in the front. This can stay open even if there are some low bridges, for example on the Mine or Mine Danube channel. So this part is almost always available, the rear part only if the cruising area allows it. And the part in front of the wheelhouse usually is crew only. This is the crew area. Of course, the crew also needs to have an outdoor area. So the area in front of the wheelhouse is reserved for the crew, but behind the wheelhouse there is a space that is always accessible for guests. As everything has to be foldable, there is no elevator to the sun deck, but a stair lift is available. Now we're going back down to the atrium area. Here we can push this buzzer to get inside, to open the door, and then we are now back here at the atrium area. Left side the reception, the middle the stairs to the restaurant, on the right side the cruise manager office. But we are now going up to the upper deck, also not accessible by lift, but there was also a stair lift as you just saw. And here on the upper deck we have the most expensive cabins of the ship. They are also not bigger, still 14 square meters, but they do have a French balcony. So here you can open the window completely. You cannot step out, but you can open the window completely. That is what is called a French balcony. If you want to have that, you have to book a cabin on the upper deck. And as you can see, we are now back at the spa and library area. So that means that we now have seen all areas of the ship. So that's it for this video. I would like to say thank you to SE-Tours for inviting me. Of course, you will see how the cabins look like in the next video. Here you can also see when the next video will be uploaded and also the name of the song. And as always, I'd like to say thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please consider to comment, like, subscribe or share the video link, and I hope to see you in the next video.